In the next 7 days, Gemini, you are going to be pushed, gently at first, then more firmly, to make 11 decisions that could quietly reshape the direction of your entire life. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what each one of them means for you. Right now, something is shifting in your energy. You may not have named it yet. You may have felt it as a strange restlessness at the end of the day, or as a sudden impatience with things that used to feel fine. That restlessness is not random. It is your inner self sending a signal, telling you that a turning point is close. The universe does not always announce change loudly. For Gemini, change tends to arrive as a quiet pressure building behind the scenes, and then one day, without warning, everything demands a response all at once. That is what is happening right now. These 11 decisions are not all dramatic. Some of them will feel small, but each one carries weight. Each one will either move you forward or keep you circling the same ground. And the difference between those two outcomes often comes down to whether you were paying attention when the moment arrived. Stay with this video until the end, because the 11th decision, the final one, is the one most Geminis will try to avoid, and it is also the most important one of all. Decision 1. There is a conversation that has been waiting for you, one you have been putting off, rearranging, or quietly hoping would resolve itself on its own. In the next 7 days, Gemini, the energy around that conversation is going to stop waiting. Something is going to happen. A small moment, an offhand remark, a feeling that suddenly becomes too heavy to carry in silence. And you are going to feel the pressure to finally open your mouth and say what has been sitting unspoken in your chest. This is decision 1. It is the decision about whether you will speak your truth or stay comfortable in your silence. For Gemini, this is never simple. You are a sign that loves words, that thrives on communication, and yet, when the conversation is deeply personal, when the stakes feel high and the outcome uncertain, you sometimes retreat. You talk around the subject. You find clever ways to discuss everything except the thing that matters most. And the longer that goes on, the heavier it becomes. The decision you are being pushed toward now is not about winning an argument. It is not about proving a point. It is about being honest with someone else, yes, but more importantly with yourself. Because you already know what needs to be said. You have known for a while. The question is whether you trust yourself enough to say it, and whether you trust the relationship or the situation enough to believe it can hold the weight of your honesty. Here is what the energy is showing. The timing right now is actually in your favor. When you speak with clarity and sincerity, without blame and without the need for a specific reaction, things can shift in ways you have not imagined. The conversation you have been afraid of may not go the way you expect, but it will go somewhere real. And real is always better than comfortable and stuck. The discomfort of honesty lasts a moment. The discomfort of silence can last years. In the next 7 days, notice when the opportunity arrives. Notice when someone pauses and waits. Notice when the room gets quiet in a way that feels like an invitation. That is your moment. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to have the right words lined up in perfect order. You just have to begin. Start one honest sentence and let the rest follow. Gemini, your voice is one of your greatest gifts. And right now, the universe is asking you to use it in the place where it matters most. Do not let this window close without walking through it. Decision 2. The second decision you are being pushed to make is about where you are spending your time, and whether that time is actually aligned with what you say matters most to you. This is one of those decisions that sounds simple on the surface but cuts surprisingly deep when you sit with it honestly. Because for Gemini, time is a complicated thing. You are curious, adaptable, interested in everything. You can find meaning in almost any conversation, almost any activity, almost any direction. And that gift, that wonderful expansive curiosity, can also become a trap. When everything feels interesting, it becomes very hard to say no. When you can see the value in so many paths, it becomes hard to commit fully to just one. And so the days fill up, the weeks pass, and somewhere in the background, the things you truly care about, the projects, the relationships, the dreams, wait quietly while your attention scatters in a dozen other directions. The decision now is to look honestly at your week. Not the week you imagine you have, but the week you actually live, and ask yourself, does this reflect my values? Does the way I use my hours tell the story of someone who is building towards something, or someone who is simply responding to whatever arrives? This is not about being harsh with yourself. It is not about guilt or self-criticism. It is simply about honesty. because the universe is not going to rearrange your schedule for you. The alignment you want between your time, your energy, and your actual desires has to be chosen. It has to be decided deliberately again and again. In the next 7 days, you may feel a pull to say yes to something that is not really yours. You may feel the familiar temptation to fill a quiet space with busyness. Notice that pull. Sit with it for a moment before you respond. Ask yourself, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? Because every choice is also a refusal. Every hour you spend somewhere is an hour not spent somewhere else. The energy right now is giving you a rare moment of clarity. A brief window where you can see the imbalance clearly. Use it. Look at what you have been giving your time to, and compare it honestly to what you say you want. Then make the adjustment. Even a small one. Even just 1 hour shifted in a new direction. That 1 hour, compounded over days and weeks, becomes a life. Decision 2 is about taking your time back. Not dramatically, not all at once, but steadily with intention, one honest choice at a time. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Decision 3. The third decision that is moving toward you, Gemini, is about trust, and specifically about whether you are going to trust yourself more than you trust the doubt. Self-doubt is something almost every Gemini knows well. Not because you are weak, you are anything but. Not because you lack intelligence or insight, you have more than most. But because your mind is so active, so quick, so capable of seeing multiple sides of every situation, that it sometimes turns that same sharpness on you. Your mind can build a case against your own dreams. It can find the flaw in every plan, the risk in every leap, the reason why now is not quite the right time. And when that internal voice gets loud, it can stop you before you even begin. In the next 7 days, something is going to arrive, an opportunity, an idea, an invitation, a moment, and your first response may be doubt. Your mind will immediately find 3 reasons why it might not work. It will remind you of a time something similar did not go as planned. It will suggest that maybe you should wait, research more, prepare better. And here is the decision. Are you going to listen to the doubt? Or are you going to trust the part of you that already knows what it wants? Trusting yourself does not mean being reckless. It does not mean ignoring information or walking into something blindly. It means recognizing when the doubt is protecting you and when it is simply holding you back. It means knowing the difference between genuine caution and fear, wearing the costume of wisdom. Right now, the energy suggests that what is arriving is real, and that the part of you that feels the pull toward it is wiser than the part that is cataloging the risks. The decision is to move anyway, not because you have eliminated all uncertainty, but because you trust yourself enough to handle whatever comes. You have handled difficulty before. You have navigated uncertainty before. You have landed on your feet more times than you give yourself credit for. That history is evidence. Let it speak louder than the doubt. In the next 7 days, when the moment arrives, and it will, choose trust. Choose the version of yourself that moves forward. Because the life you want is on the other side of that choice, and it will keep waiting until you finally decide to cross. Decision 4. Decision 4 is one that many Geminis feel coming but resist naming, because naming it makes it real. This is the decision about whether to let something go. Something that has been part of your life for long enough that releasing it feels like losing a piece of yourself. It might be a habit that has served a purpose but no longer serves you well. It might be a way of thinking. A story you tell about who you are and what is possible for you. That made sense at one point in your life but has since become a ceiling rather than a foundation. It might be a connection, an expectation, a role you have been playing that no longer fits the person you are becoming. Whatever form it takes for you right now, the energy around it is clear. This thing is ready to be released. And the universe is going to push you toward that release in the next 7 days, not by taking it from you forcibly, but by making the weight of holding on feel heavier than it has ever felt before. You will notice it as a kind of exhaustion, a low-level fatigue that is not about sleep, a sense of dragging something with you that makes each step feel harder than it should. That is the signal. That exhaustion is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is your deeper self telling you that the energy required to maintain something that no longer belongs in your life is energy that could be going towards something new. Letting go is not giving up. It is an act of clarity. It is choosing to travel lighter so you can move faster toward what is actually meant for you. For Gemini, this can feel like loss even when it is liberation, because you are deeply connected to ideas, to people, to possibilities, and releasing one feels like closing a door forever. But some doors are meant to close, not because they were wrong to open, but because what you needed from them you have already received. The lesson is complete. The season has ended. And the kindest thing you can do for yourself and for whatever or whoever is involved is to acknowledge that and to release with gratitude rather than holding on with fear. In the next 7 days, notice what feels heavy. Notice what you are maintaining out of habit or obligation rather than genuine desire. And then gently, with kindness toward yourself, make the decision to set it down. Decision 5. The fifth decision is about your vision, specifically about whether you are going to allow yourself to want something bigger than what you currently believe is available to you. This is one of the most quietly powerful decisions a Gemini can make, because so much of what becomes real in your life begins in your imagination. You are a sign with a rich inner world. You dream vividly. You imagine possibilities with a depth and a creativity that many people do not experience. And yet, somewhere along the way, many Geminis learn to keep those bigger visions quietly to themselves. They learn to want what seems achievable, to dream within the boundaries of what has already been demonstrated as possible, to scale back the vision so that disappointment stays at a manageable size. In the next 7 days, the energy is going to press on that boundary. Something is going to remind you of what you actually want, not the edited version, not the practical version, but the real one. The one that makes your chest feel full just thinking about it. And the decision is about whether you are going to let yourself want it fully, without immediately building a wall of reasons why it is too much, too late, or too unlikely. Allowing yourself to want something fully is not naive. It is not wishful thinking. It is the first step in every real journey. Because you cannot move towards something you will not let yourself want. The wanting comes first. The clarity comes from the wanting. And then from clarity, the path begins to emerge. Right now, give yourself permission to sit with the bigger version of what you want. Do not analyze it. Do not immediately plan it. Just allow it to exist in your mind as a real possibility, because for Gemini right now, it is more possible than it has been in a very long time. The universe is not asking you to figure it all out today. It is simply asking you to stop talking yourself out of the vision before you even begin. Decision 6. Decision 6 is about your energy, specifically, who and what is receiving most of it, and whether that exchange feels balanced and mutual. For Gemini, generosity comes naturally. You give freely your time, your attention, your ideas, your presence. You show up. You help. You invest in the people and the situations around you with genuine care. And that is a beautiful quality. But there is a version of that generosity that tips past healthy giving into something that slowly drains you, where you are consistently giving more than you are receiving, where you are the one who always makes the effort, the one who always checks in, the one who carries the emotional weight for everyone else while somehow managing your own quietly, alone. In the next 7 days, you are going to notice this more clearly than you have in a while. The contrast is going to be visible. You will feel where your energy is flowing out freely and where it is being returned, and where it is simply disappearing into a space that offers very little back. The decision is not to become less generous. It is to become more intentional. It is to recognize that your energy is a resource, a real and finite one, and that where you place it matters. Some situations and some people are worthy of your full investment. Others are better served by a lighter touch. And making that distinction is not cold or selfish. It is simply wise. In the next 7 days, let yourself feel the difference between giving from fullness and giving from depletion. Let yourself notice what actually fills you back up and make space for more of that. Decision 6 is about balance. Not the perfect mathematical kind, but the kind that leaves you feeling replenished rather than emptied at the end of the day. Some people watch. Others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting. It's about moving. Decision 7. The 7th decision is about your daily rhythm. The way your mornings begin, the way your evenings end, and the quiet patterns that fill the hours in between. This may seem like a small thing compared to the weight of some of the other decisions on this list, but it is not small. In fact, for Gemini, the structure or lack of structure in your daily life has an enormous influence on how much of your potential you actually access. You are a sign that functions brilliantly under the right conditions, and those conditions include having some degree of consistent rhythm to anchor you. Without that anchor, your energy disperses, your attention fragments. Your days fill with motion but not always with progress. In the next 7 days, something is going to interrupt your current rhythm. A change in your schedule, a shift in your circumstances, or simply a growing internal sense that the way you have been moving through your days is not working as well as it could. That interruption is an invitation. It is the universe creating a space for you to redesign your daily life with more intention. The decision is whether you take that opportunity or simply patch the disruption and return to the same pattern. Ask yourself what 1 or 2 changes to your daily structure would make the biggest difference. Maybe it is how you begin your morning, with quiet, with movement, with something that sets a grounded tone for the hours that follow. Maybe it is how you protect your energy in the afternoon, or how you wind down at night. Whatever the specific change is for you, the energy is right for making it now. Small adjustments to your daily rhythm, held consistently, create enormous shifts over time. And right now, time is on your side. Decision 8. Decision 8 is one that many Geminis quietly postpone for years, and it is this, the decision to fully believe in your own worth. Not just intellectually, not just on the days when things are going well and you feel capable and clear, but on the ordinary days, the uncertain days, the days when you have not accomplished anything remarkable and are simply existing, simply being. The question of your worth, of whether you are enough as you are without performing or producing or proving, is one that runs quietly in the background of many Gemini lives. It shows up in the way you over-explain yourself, in the way you sometimes say yes when you mean no because disappointing someone feels like a threat to your value, in the way you work harder than necessary to justify your presence in a room. In the next 7 days, a situation is going to arrive that puts this question directly in front of you. Something is going to happen, a moment of comparison, a criticism, a rejection, or simply a quiet day with nothing to show for it, and you are going to feel that old familiar question rise up. And the decision is how you respond to it. This time, instead of scrambling to prove your value, instead of working harder or doing more to silence the doubt, try something different. Try simply standing still in that moment and choosing to believe without evidence, without proof, without a performance that you are enough. Because you are. Your worth does not depend on what you produce. It does not fluctuate with your achievements. It is not earned through effort or generosity or intelligence, though you have all of those in abundance. Simply is. Fixed. Constant. Real. The decision to believe that truly in your bones is one of the most transformative choices you can make. Decision 9. The 9th decision is about movement, specifically about whether you are going to take one real step towards something you have been thinking about for far too long. Not a plan, not more research, not a conversation about maybe doing it someday, an actual concrete visible step. Gemini, you are extraordinarily good at the thinking phase of any endeavor. You are brilliant at exploring, researching, understanding, and imagining. But the space between thinking and doing, between knowing what you want and actually beginning to move toward it, can become a very comfortable place to live indefinitely. And the energy around you right now is not interested in indefinitely. Something is pressing. Something is nudging you forward. The universe has been patient, and it is still patient, but it is also clear, this is the time. Not when you feel fully ready, because fully ready is a feeling that almost never arrives on its own. Not when the conditions are perfect, because the conditions will always have something slightly off about them. Now, with what you have, from where you are. In the next 7 days, identify one concrete action, not a mental exercise, not a conversation with yourself about the action, but the action itself, and take it. Open the application. Make the call. Register for the thing. Show up to the place. Write the first paragraph. Whatever it is, take one visible step that cannot be undone, and let that step create momentum. Because momentum, once started, is its own force. The first step is always the hardest, and it is also always the most important. Decision 10. Decision 10 is about your relationships, specifically about which ones you are going to invest more deeply in, and which ones you are going to allow to find their natural lower level. Not every relationship in your life can receive your full presence. Not every connection can be maintained at the same intensity forever. And right now, you are being asked to make honest choices about where your relational energy belongs. For Gemini, this can be emotionally complex. You value connection. You can find something meaningful in almost every person you encounter, and the idea of allowing a relationship to naturally diminish, even one that has been slowly fading for a while, can feel like a failure, like an abandonment, like something you should feel guilty about. But it is not. It is simply honest stewardship of your heart. Some relationships are meant to be seasons, not lifetimes. Some connections serve a purpose for a time, and then both people naturally grow in different directions. There is nothing wrong with that. The problem comes when you spend enormous amounts of energy trying to maintain something past its natural season, while the relationships that are truly meant to grow, the ones that have more depth, more reciprocity, more genuine resonance with who you are now, receive only what is left over. In the next 7 days, let yourself feel which connections are alive and which are simply maintained by habit. Let yourself invest more deeply in the ones that feel real, and let the others find their own natural level, without guilt, without drama, and without forcing a conclusion that life will eventually provide on its own. Decision 11. You have arrived at the 11th decision, the one that sits underneath all the others, the one that most Geminis will feel the most resistance toward, and the one that matters the most. This is the decision to choose yourself. Not in a way that is selfish, not in a way that harms anyone else, but in the deep, quiet, necessary way of saying, I matter. My life matters. My joy matters. My growth matters. And I am going to stop waiting for the right moment, the right permission, the right set of circumstances, to begin living as though I actually believe that. For so long, and you know how long, you have placed your own needs somewhere further down the list. You have prioritized other people's comfort, other people's timelines, other people's definitions of success. You have waited for someone else to tell you it was your turn, or for conditions to align in a way that felt safe enough to finally put yourself first. In the next 7 days, Gemini, the energy is not going to ask you to make a grand gesture. It is not going to require a dramatic announcement or a sweeping life change. It is going to offer you a series of small moments where you can choose the thing that is actually good for you, the thing that actually aligns with who you are and what you want. And the decision is whether you take those moments or hand them away as you have so many times before. Choosing yourself is a practice. Start small. It starts with one honest choice, and then another, and then another. But over time, those choices accumulate into a life that actually feels like yours. A life that reflects your values, your desires, your depth. That is what is available to you on the other side of this decision. And it begins right now, in the next 7 days, with the simplest possible act of saying yes to yourself. You have 2 options after this video. Close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are. These 11 decisions are not coincidences. They are not random pressures arriving at the same time for no reason. They are the universe responding to the readiness inside you. A readiness you may not have fully named yet, but that has been building quietly for longer than you realize. Gemini, you are at a turning point. The next 7 days are not ordinary days. They are days of real choice, real movement, and real possibility. Meet them with your eyes open. Meet them with your full, honest self. And trust that every good decision you make right now is a brick in the foundation of something that is going to matter for a very long time.